welcome back to my channel. My name is Cassie and today we're going to go through everything that I made in June and July. I honestly didn't think that there was all that much, but now that I've put them all together, I realized that there's quite a few pieces here and I'm really proud with how they turned out. I really took my time with these and I have been wearing them a ton already, although some of them are a bit newer than others. And by newer, I mean maybe in the past 48 hours or so. I am also going to be talking a little bit about things that I have in progress and some plans for August. So you're going to want to watch until the end because that will be in the last sort of segment. And then I would also like to say thank you to today's sponsor, Ana Luisa. I've been wearing my Ana Luisa jewelry a ton, especially these blue earrings. I just love them so much. They fit in really well with my wardrobe. I wear a ton of these blues and whites, and I just think that the colors work really well. They can be sort of classed up when I'm wearing something like this, maybe with like a black heel, but I've also been wearing them with jeans and a t-shirt, and I think that that has worked really well also. I also love this pendant. I have been wearing it a ton and I always get compliments whenever I wear it. It's a little moon pendant and it sort of sits right below my collarbones and I just love wearing it. As someone who, makes the majority of their wardrobe, it's really fun to bring in pieces from sustainable brands, brands that are carbon neutral, and that also make jewelry that is affordably priced but also meant to last. And my jewelry has lasted from them since my partnership I did with them in December, as well as these pieces which I've been wearing daily since I got them. So I wanted to say thank you again to Ana Luisa for sponsoring this video. If you want to pick up some of your own Ana Luisa pieces, head to the link in the description box. You can click there for 10% off of your purchase with my code. So go check that out. You will definitely not be disappointed. There is something for everyone. And without waiting any further, let's just get into everything that I made in June and July. The first piece that I'm wearing is the Saltwater Slip dress from Friday Pattern Company. I've been wearing this one a ton and I love the fabric. It's from the fabric store, the one that's out of New Zealand and Australia, but they do ship worldwide. I'm going to be talking about them a bunch, so when I say the fabric store, that's who I'm talking about because I have a bunch of fabrics from them as part of my ongoing relationship with them. So this is a lovely like ditzy micro floral. I love the darker tones. The blues work really well with my wardrobe, as I was mentioning with the earrings, but this is a really comfy dress, though I will say the pattern is just okay. Like it's just okay. It's leaving me a little bit. There could be more. I feel like the fit is just not great. I've made it twice now and I'm just not sure what needs to happen to make it fit better. I just think that maybe it's the style. It is kind of, even though it has some subtle shaping, I do feel like it just kind of looks like a tube on me unless I like really pull the back ties, but I don't always want to pull the back ties. I kind of like a more minimalist looking slip dress. So I sometimes don't even want to add the ties, but I feel like if I'm going to wear this dress, if I'm going to get use out of this dress or this pattern, I'm going to have to add some ties. So I'm looking at ways around that, but for now, I do really like how this fits with the ties. I really enjoyed the construction. I really enjoyed the instructions as well. I think it's a really beginner friendly pattern, but yeah, I will say that it's just missing something for me. That's not to say that you shouldn't make it. I wish that it had maybe a little bit more shape to it. But that's fine. It is, it is what it is. And like I said, I've already made it twice and in like the week or two that I've had it. So I think that's a win in itself. And I love that, yeah, it's a really accessible pattern. Friday Pattern Company has really awesome instructions. I made this one initially, I believe in the size 6, and then I ended up grading it down to a 0 or like it goes extra small, small, medium. So I started at a medium and I ended up grading it down to an extra small with maybe room in the hips, so about as small in the hips. And so that's a pretty, wide gap, I would say, in the measurements because there's quite a bit of ease in there. And so I trimmed off a lot to make this fit the way that it does. And like I said, I am using the back ties to cinch it even further. I will say that if you are planning on making this dress, you might want to think about that because my measurements did put me in the sort of category of the medium exactly, and yet I had to take off quite a bit. So something to think about if you are planning to make this dress. Next up is the Sycamore Rose Paula top. It's this cute little gingham buddy that I have here. It's a really cute top, but honestly, I just haven't been reaching for it. I think it's the red gingham, even though it is so nice. It's a Tencel cotton blend, I believe. It just feels really good. It does get quite wrinkly, but that's okay. You just steam it out. But it is really, really pretty. It's just slightly sheer. I love how breathable it is, and it's really comfy to wear. I also really like patterns that have that like sort of built-in sleeve that you don't have to like add on a sleeve, or I guess it's a little like kind of, it's not really a full sleeve, but anyways. I think that the pattern is really easy to follow. I have not been wearing it the way that she ties it. I just realized that's a bit too much midriff for me and it's not really my style. And like I said, this top in general, I just haven't been reaching for as much as I would like to. I'm thinking about potentially maybe like scooping the back out so that I could wear it like this and then have it tie in the back, and that might be really cute. But I think it's mostly just honestly the color. I think the red is making me feel kind of like a cosplay of a farmer's daughter, and like I love that, but also I'm like a city girl through and through, and like it's just, I don't know, it's just something about it. I usually would wear it with jeans, but with jeans I just honestly feel like I really look like, yeah, that farmer's daughter cosplay. So I don't know. Anyways, it is really cute and this fabric is beautiful. Next up is this knitted piece. This is my only knitted finished object, and it is Camisole number 2 from My Favorite Things Knitwear. I really enjoyed this. It was really a simple knit, not quick because it's knit on really small needles and really fine fingering weight yarn. This is knitting for olive cotton merino in the shade Blue Elephant, and I love this. Is like one of my favorite colors ever. I've honestly loved wearing this more than I expected. I made the size extra small and I cropped it quite a bit. I also omitted the 1x1 rib at the bottom and just went straight into just the pattern because I didn't think that it was necessary to have the ribbing there. It's really, really comfy. It has definitely stretched out a bit, but I've really enjoyed the simplicity of this pattern. It's kind of really easy to pick up and knit just on the go, and then it does get pretty fun once you get up towards the bust area, because that's when you do, you know, the decreases and the neckline and all that good stuff. So yeah, this one is really great. I enjoyed it a lot. I would probably knit it again. The only thing I'm just not really a fan of is the lack of size inclusivity in My Favorite Things patterns. I just think that there's room to go up. No, there's definitely room to go up, and I just wish that they did add a more size inclusive range to their patterns, but that I don't think that I'll be purchasing any more from them until I do see that expanded size range, if it ever comes. But I purchased this one quite a long time ago, and so here we are. But I do really love it, and I'm happy that I made it. We have this bubblegum pink dress. This is the Reynolds dress that I have hacked. The Reynolds dress is from Helen's Closet Patterns, and I have hacked it to add this really big gathered skirt with inseam pockets that I absolutely love. So what I did with this dress, I was really inspired by quite a few dresses that I've seen online, and I really wanted to make something similar. So what I ended up doing was taking the bodice only of the Reynolds and then cutting off maybe a few inches from it, because I think it's meant to be a full top, and what I did was I cropped it so it sits kind of, I guess, like maybe like an inch or two above my belly button. And then from there I essentially just cut these 2 gigantic rectangles and gathered them and added them, and then added inseam pockets using the pocket pattern that comes with the Reynolds dress. I think it turned out great. It turned out exactly how I wanted it to. It has been a little challenging for me to wear this because it's a really loud dress. It's beautiful, but it's with the gathered skirt, it always catches the wind, and so it's a dress that really asks for you to pay attention to it. And so it's beautiful and really cool, but I have to really be in the mood for like a hot pink dress that everyone is gonna look at me in while I wear it. And again, this fabric is from the fabric store. Next, I have this little linen wrap skirt that I've been obsessed with wearing lately. This is some heavyweight linen from the fabric store as well. This was actually some scrap that I had left over from some overalls that I made in the winter, and I think it turned out great. I made this in an afternoon because I had a bodysuit that I really wanted to wear, and I knew I had this linen, and I thought that it would just pair perfectly. So I quickly like traced a pattern from like a skirt. I already owned the skirt, and I made a pattern off of it, and then I made this, and I love how it turned out. It's definitely pretty micro, so I have to wear little bike shorts underneath, but it's really cute. I love the little like snap button detail there. It has some ties on the inside so it can stay closed, and because it's quite a wide sort of like front wrap, if it does open up, it doesn't really show anything, which is always great. So yeah, I love this. This was my own pattern that I drafted myself. And then next up, this might look familiar because it is the identical fabric. Actually, it's the same fabric as the dress that I'm wearing. What ended up happening was I made the Saltwater Slip dress extra long, and then I wasn't feeling it at the longer length, So I chopped it, and this rectangle cylinder, whatever you call it, was what was left. So it was already actually hemmed, and it was already finished at the side seams, and it happened to be the perfect sort of circumference for my bust, where I could add some elastic shearing and it would fit perfectly. So what I did with the shearing was I added 2 rows at the very, very top. So I finished the top here, and then I added 2 elastic rows, and then I measured my bust. So I knew that I wanted the next 2 elastic rows to come right under my bust. And so I did that there. And then I measured about 2 inches underneath that. And I did again 2 rows of shearing, and then along the bottom hem, I did another 2 rows. This was really, really easy. The straps, again, were all scrap fabric that I had. I do have to finish it up a bit because there's some loose threads. I literally made this yesterday because I wanted to go out with a friend, and I really wanted to wear this top, and this idea came to me, and I knew that I could make it as a sort of like quick little motivational sew, and it did help with that a lot. So this was a self-drafted sort of top that I took from the bottom panel of the Saltwater Slip dress. I think it turned out really well. I think there's lots of shearing tutorials online, but if you do want to see a tutorial for a video like this, let me know and I will happily make one for you guys. Otherwise, I really do think that it would be easy to sort of replicate on your own. And lastly, I'm not going to talk about this dress all that much because I have a video coming up on it next week, but this is another Saltwater Slip dress, but it is in a linen and silk blend from the fabric store. I also dyed it. It was white, and I dyed it with avocados. But again, I will get into all of that in my video next week, so I'm not going to show it on, and I'm not going to dive into any of the details of it because I don't want to give away the whole video. So that is this dress. I think it's really pretty. I love how it turned out. I'm also really pleased with how the avocado dyeing came out. So yeah, this is the Saltwater Slip dress. So that was everything that I made in the past 2 months. Now we're gonna do a little switch of locations. I'm gonna show you what I have been working on and what my plans are for August. Okay, so let's get into what I'm planning on making in August. I mean, most of these won't get made in August, but maybe I'll start and kind of work on things slowly as I go along. And so I'll start with the things that I'll probably finish the earliest, and then I'll move into things that maybe haven't even happened yet or are very slow along. So let's start first with, this is my Ingrid top. I actually talked about it in my last video, and I talked about a few of these in my last video. But it has come such a long way. So last week, we were just at this like back panel, and I hadn't even like connected the straps or started the straps or anything. And now I'm pretty close to finishing the body, and the next step will basically just be to finish the rest of the body, do the hem, and then pick up for the neckband and the armbands as well. So this is turning out beautifully. This is knit in BC Garn Soft Silk, and I guess like the natural color. This is a little close-up of what it looks like. It's this lovely lace detail. So again, this is the Ingrid top from Gregoria Fibers. I don't believe that this is a size inclusive knit either, but I had bought this one again quite a while ago before I started to really think about these things a little bit further. So I am really excited about this though. It's a beautiful top. I think it's just so classy, and it like just looks really, really like lovely, and it has enough interest that's been fun to knit, but it also is not too challenging. So yeah, this one I've really, really loved. And then what else? Oh, I will go into, so this one, I think I was maybe about at this exact same spot in my last video, maybe a little further, but this is the, what is this? This is the Ripple Halter from Jessie May, and I'm making this in a size extra small. I think I'm also making the smallest size of the Gregoria Fibers top. I think just for summer tops, I've got a really like small torso and narrow shoulders, so usually the smallest or second smallest size fits me pretty well. This is in the yarn Josephine from Amelia and Philomen, a Quebec-based yarn company, indie yarn dyers. There's some like slight variegation in the yarn because it is hand dyed, and it's just really beautiful. I'm really loving how this is turning out. It will be a bit warmer because it is merino wool, but I think this can be layered in a really fun way. It's also just honestly a really beautiful yarn, and it might be more of a transitional piece, but I've been enjoying knitting it. I found that like I got a little confused towards the bottom, which is why I have kind of put this on pause a bit. I feel like I'm not doing it right at the moment, but seeing it like this, I really want to pick it up again and get going on it. So yeah, that's this one. And then I might as well talk to you about my other knitting whip. So this is a very new cast on, clearly. Oh no, I'm losing stitch. Oh no, I'm losing yarn. You can't tell what this looks like, and that's fair. But it will become the June top from Petite Knit. I'm knitting this in the size small, and I'm really enjoying, you know, it's, like I said, it's not an exciting knit, but I am happy to have something that I can just knit, you know, plain stockinette stitch for ages, because that's kind of what I need when I'm at work. I work at a yoga studio part-time, and just being able to pick this up mindlessly. I also like take the train there, so taking the metro and being able to knit on the metro is always a nice thing too. And then when I'm watching TV at home, it's kind of like a nice mindless knit, and then I'll leave my other more complicated ones. Not that I ever do anything all that complicated, but I leave those ones for a little bit, you know. I leave them for like my morning knitting and all that. So yeah, this one, there's nothing much to say about it. Like I said, I just started it. I'm really enjoying working with the soft silk, pure silk. This soft silk, this is pure silk. This is held double. And yeah, I mean, I haven't gotten far with it, but this is gonna kind of be, once I finish that top, I think this one will really, once I finish the Gregoria Fibers Ingrid top, I think this one will probably be pretty high up, because I'd like to get to wear it sooner. I'm also really thrilled about the color. It's so beautiful. And I wouldn't usually go for something like this, but I love it. I really, really love this a lot. And then for sewing projects, I have been obsessed with finding the perfect pair of trousers. I think I've like narrowed it down to a few. I'm thinking either the Hollywood pant, I can't remember I think they're called the Sewing Workshop is who they're by. So it's either the Hollywood pant by the Sewing Workshop or the Inez trousers from Tint of Mint Patterns. She's also here on YouTube. And I've got this lovely sort of bright white linen. I'm not sure if you can see that at all, but I have a lot of it. This is from the fabric store. It's a heavyweight linen. I think it would be perfect for trousers. I also just want to get in a pair of white trousers before the summer is over and wear them a bunch. I know they're like the brightest white, which is maybe not the smartest thing for trousers. At the same time, if they get dirty, I'll dye them, and I'm not worried about that at all. I don't have any problem doing that, especially since I successfully dyed my dress. So I'm between those two trousers. I think I'm gonna cut this likely today or tomorrow, because I'm really excited about it and I really want to get into it. So that's kind of a big project I want to do. I also last time talked about this silk, and I want to make a slip dress. I initially was thinking about doing the saltwater slip dress, but now that I've made the pattern, I don't think I'm going to. So I think I might either do the Sicily slip dress, or there's one from Hubbarding Patterns, that's another slip dress, or the Sadie slip dress. So I haven't decided, but it's this lovely gray blue silk that would be perfect for a couple weddings that I have coming up. And then lastly, you can't really tell what this is. Let me just move things aside. But I have this amazing, again from the fabric store, linen, no, it's a cotton silk blend. It's just luxurious. It feels so nice, and it's quite sheer. It's this lovely vertical stripe that I am making into, what is it? It's the classic shirt, I believe, from Modern Sewing or Modern Sewer. I've been wanting to make one of her patterns for a long time, and I've cut this out for a while, but I haven't really done anything since I cut it. So this is kind of a big priority for me, because I think it's just, I need to stop cutting things. I say this as I plan to cut out my trousers, but I need to stop cutting things, and I need to just like start sewing. So this is a big priority pattern for me. And those are the whips, or those are the plans for August. I'm away for a week in August, so I think the knitting whips will definitely take precedent, but it would be great to finish the trousers this week. Not that I want to put any time limit, I really am trying to knit more intentionally and slowly, but it would be cool to have those trousers for my little vacation next week, so we'll see. I'm not putting any pressure on myself. If it happens, it happens. I will be very thrilled about that. So that is, yeah, I think that's everything I wanted to cover. I hope you like this video. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'm also going to do better at updating my description box, because I've had some feedback that the links are maybe not updated, or I'm not giving everything that I said I'm going to give in the description box, and I totally hear you, and I will do better, I promise. And I wanted to say thank you to Ana Luisa for sponsoring this video. It's really great to work with brands that you love and that you wear frequently. And again, if you want that 10% off, I have the link that's in the description box underneath this video. You can click that, use my code, and pick up some awesome pieces because they are really, really great. Thank you so much, everyone, and I will see you next time. Bye!